Hi, I'm Frederick and I'm the maintainer of the BSB-LAN project, a project that can make heating systems with Siemens controllers smart. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up BSB-LAN with Home Assistant in less than 5 minutes using the MQTT auto discovery feature. In this tutorial, I assume that you have already set up an MQTT broker. If you don't, then there are numerous tutorials on YouTube that explain it in much greater detail, and I'll put up a few links in the description below. We start out with configuring BSB-LAN. To do that, go to Settings and scroll down to the logging entries. Here, you need to enable Send to MQTT broker. Furthermore, you need to set a logging interval, which BSB-LAN will use to regularly update the parameters you select in the following line. Then, go to the MQTT settings and enter the IP address of the broker, any kind of username and password if so required, and set the topic. We're using BSB-LAN here. Finally, set MQTT usage to plain text and save the settings. Once the settings are saved, head over to Home Assistant and log in. Then click on Settings and Devices and Services and find and select MQTT. I'm choosing to enter the connection details manually here so you can see what needs to be set. At first, enter the IP address of the MQTT broker. It has to be the same address you've entered in the BSB-LAN settings. The same goes for any optional username and password. Finally, click Submit to save the settings. Then click again on MQTT and select Configure and enter the topic you have entered in the BSB-LAN settings. In this case, it's BSB-LAN. Then click Start Listening. When later at some point the parameters are not updated correctly, go back here and check if listening is started properly. Once you are done there, go back to BSB-LAN settings and go to the very bottom and click on Click here to start the MQTT auto discovery process. Once this is done, switch back to Home Assistant, go to Settings and then Devices and Services, and then MQTT. Now you'll see that one device and dozens or even hundreds of entities have been created. These are all the parameters you can access now via Home Assistant. But of course, we don't want to see hundreds of parameters at the same time, so we're going to select a few ones that we want to access and hide the rest. To do that, we click on the symbol at the top and select all entities, and then deselect those we don't want to hide. In this example, we want to access parameters 700, 710 and 712. Then we click on the symbol at the top right and select Hide Selected. Then we go to Overview and refresh the page. And voila, we see the 3 parameters we have chosen to keep in view. Now let's change some settings to see that the changes are actually reflected in both systems. To do that, we start with going back to BSB-LAN and enter the heating circuit 1 category of which the parameters 700, 710 and 712 are part of. We can see that the values are the same as in Home Assistant's overview. Now we go back to Home Assistant and change parameter 710 and press Enter. Then we switch back to BSB-LAN and reload the page. We can see that the changes have immediately been updated. This is done even outside the logging interval, so user-initiated changes are transmitted without delay. Now we change the value of parameter 710 back to 19.0 degrees and select Set. Then we switch back to Home Assistant and we can see that the changed value is immediately shown in Home Assistant as well. The same works if we change parameter 700 in Home Assistant and set it to Comfort, for example. And if we refresh the Heating Circuit 1 category, we'll see the change reflected here as well. Likewise, we can set it back to Automatic, and this change is again applied immediately in Home Assistant. And that's it already for this video. If you'd like to be updated on future BSB-LAN tutorials, just subscribe to this channel. In any case, thanks for watching and have fun tinkering with BSB-LAN and Home Assistant.